Olubanjo is the founder and CEO of Reedy Incorporated and a Master of Applied Science graduate of Civil Engineering at the University of Toronto, a LUS award-winning startup. Reedy Incorporated leverages its proprietary technology to innovatively provide clean, reliable, and affordable electricity to individuals, households, and businesses operating in the energy-poor regions of the world. Beyond his startup, Olu has proffered innovative solutions to companies and industry leaders. He was awarded a distinction award by Fashion Zone and Ryerson University for his innovative solution proposed to Oxford Properties Group, Canada. Please, let's welcome Olubanjo to Impact Leaders Connect 3.0.
Okay, once again, let's welcome the award-winning Olugbenga Olubanjo. You could clap using the chat function, or if you have your camera on, you could just clap. Thank you. Take it away, sir.
In Harvard Law degree. My experience as a student and as an in-class instructor led to the creation of LSAP, vastly superior LSAP prep experience.
Is that for me? Okay.
LSAP being administered on a tablet, our once radical idea.
Was that for me? No. Okay. Yeah. Hi everyone. It's nice meeting everyone again here. Queen. So I have a lot of people here from Samuel to Queen. Queen is one of my big buddy when I was in U of T. We're always actually one of the people that really helped when we're building, when I was actually starting out with really supported them when I was still student at U of T. So yeah. So obviously not surprised about all the amazing things he's doing, and I'm looking forward to even more. It's nice meeting everyone, and Samuel, thanks for inviting me today to talk about building products. I'm gonna be taking a little bit of kind of a different approach, and the goal is to just it's actually very hard to say because the topic you gave to me was building technology products for global impact. And I think it's very hard to actually explain the process in just 20 minutes, sincerely. There's more to it, like learning, just learning on what Queen mentioned and what the previous speaker also mentioned as well. There's a little bit of complexity around this thing, and majority of those things are not cast in stone. And when it comes to using technology or building technology products, so I think the goal, my goal here is to just give a very general kind of bird eye view of everything, leveraging my own experience, while also allowing people to just pick a couple of concepts as I walk you through my story and share what I think worked for me. Yeah, because there's actually no best method here. It's never a best method to build anything and scale anything. So let me share my screen. I have I think I can share now. Yeah, so okay, so I'm going to be sharing my screen. So I'm going to be sharing my screen. I don't know if you guys can see my screen now. I can't even see my own screen. So okay.
Not yet. Yeah.
Okay. Can you see my?
Yeah, you can see.
Yeah, you can see the screen now.
Yeah, so I kind of did this slide like I said, for me it's just a mini explanation of every single thing that goes into building products, but there's actually more to it. And just the previous speaker mentioned as well, I'm also learning. So I'm still learning, so I can't even tell you that this is actually the best way to build anything. I'll be lying if I say that. So please just take what you want to take what you feel is the best, and it's this thing we keep evolving, I'll keep learning. So a little bit of background about myself. I went to University of Toronto. I went to University of Ibadan, Nigeria, did civil engineering there, and left U of T, left UI to U of T, University of Toronto. I met Queen at the University of Toronto and a couple of other amazing people. I met Samuel as well when I was in London. I was in U of T then, but I met Samuel in London. And ever since then, I've also I'm very passionate about building stuff. That's basically what I know how to do. That's basically one of the main things I know how to do. So I just build stuff, and I find it very exciting building stuff. And building stuff, I mean just throwing myself into a problem and trying to solve it in in my own unique way. And that's actually what led me to entrepreneurship. That's what led me to building products. And yeah, that's what that's what got me to where I am today when it comes to products. So over the past three since I left school in 2019 and U of T in 2019, and ever since then I've been very aggressive about building. So ever since then I've built both hardware and software products. The experience I'm going to be sharing with you guys today is going to be coming from those lens of building both. So I've had experience building hardware and I've experience building software. And interestingly, what we do already, although the introduction was the company has actually evolved beyond electric energy access. We're actually more into a lot of stuff now. Some of them are not, they are kind of like trademarks, so they are not like kind of, we try to not confuse the public about like what exactly we're into, but again, we just like evolve as a company. So, but I'm going to talk from the lens of these two products, and the reason is because they are two different products, but they are also interconnected in one way or the other, and they kind of gave me, they are probably the toughest thing I've ever done in my life. Let me use that word, because the hardware, I have no idea about hardware. Software, I had no idea about like how to build software, and I had to like just walk the step of some of these products with a lot of mistakes, learn. We've built some other stuff beyond this, but the question was that I think these two were probably one of the most complicated when it comes to building. There was a lot of pain, a lot of experiences, a lot of things that I don't know, that I got to know, and we just kept those knowledge assets that hopefully as I evolve will be more beneficial. And I'm trusting that this conversation will also like probably shed some light into like some of those and maybe impact a couple of people here. Ready Capsule itself, a little bit of background. Ready Capsule itself is it's an hardware product that we develop at Ready. The goal is to solve energy access problem in Africa and Southeast Asia. Right now it's running Nigeria. We serve over 1,500 houses businesses in Nigeria. Our goal is to increase that to 20,000 by the end of next year. How are we going to get there? We're just working tirelessly because we've actually spent the last 2 years learning, and we've got to the point where we've been able to like get the product market fit, and things are like scaling up now. And because of Ready actually pushed us to build Tempon, which is a platform that we designed to solve to manage the Ready Capsule operation. So initial thinking was build a digital infrastructure to manage Ready Capsule operation. What we've done is to, beyond managing Ready Capsule operation, we've actually opened it up to the point where the system, the digital infrastructure itself can be used to rent other essential equipment and tools, from agricultural equipment to construction equipment to media equipment. We are going to be launching the biggest library in West Africa on the platform, because it actually could be used as a digital infrastructure for lending books as well. So it just give you a lens about how the kind of thinking around what went into like building Tempon, and from the word Tempon itself is from temporary ownership. So you kind of like Tempon stuff. So yeah, those are the two products that I'm gonna be pulling expenses from those products to walk you through building tech product for impact. Because for me, this product are not just it's not just a product I just woke up to build. It's a product that came from like a very unique need based on my own personal experiences and based on some of the experiences I took on when we launched Ready. So next slide. So there's I'm very sure all of us here, probably you are here because you probably want to build a product or you are interested in building something. But it's very important to mention that you can only solve a problem you understand. So what that means is that as much as we are very excited about building, and building products sounds very interesting, it's actually a very complicated process. And it's more important for you to understand the problem critically even before you even start building at all. Like problem understanding is very critical. And like Queen mentioned when he was talking about AI, it was like AI is just a tool. Even building products is just, you're just building something. The process is just, that's why I say there's no perfect process here. But the big question is that you have to be very excited about the problem you want to solve. Like for me, when I started Ready Capsule, when I started like Ready as a company in 2018, the goal was to solve like energy access problem, energy access and energy reliability problem. And look, it's a very, very broad problem. I felt majority of people that are solving are not solving it the way I want it to be solved. And also I felt a lot of people, like here the very low income people, which I was part of when I was in Nigeria and as a student. I felt people, some of the solutions that are built for them are not built are not built with a solid understanding of who they are. So the goal was that, okay, Olu, you have this experience, you have this network, you have this access in North America. Why not just like leverage on those to build a product? So it was like identifying that problem, identifying the core of that problem. And even for me, I struggled through energy access all through my life. So it was like something that was just at the front burner. Like I just knew it's a problem that I need to solve. But the question beyond solving the problem is when you be able to identify the problem, the question is what the resources do you have at hand? And a lot of people identify problem and think they start going up and down saying like they want money. Sincerely, that was always not the case. That's always not the best way to approach all this, especially when you're building product for scale and impact. The question you have to understand what resources you have at hand. Resources can be human resources, technical resources, friends, families, maybe whatever you have, basically. Like, do you have a skill that you can leverage? Do you have like something that you can do? Necessarily, most of the time it's actually sincerely not about money. Money is probably the least resources that you can even bother about when you're building products, because at the end of the day, if you don't have all most of the money is always used to buy those resources. And if we actually think deep around our network, sometimes you can get like individuals that can probably substitute and make that process like cheaper for you. So it's always good to identify the resources you have at hand, because you need to count the cost of what you want to do before you even like jump into it at all. And when you've been able to like see the resources you have at hand, the next thing is going to be, I mean, from my own, just summarizing all this, is to build a motivated team. It's very important for your team to be excited and motivated. You can get an excited team, but they may not be motivated. So it's very important for you to like check both. And the reason is because, so for me, like I said, I've been in the entrepreneurship game for a while. Like I started my first business when I was in my second year of like UI, which is quite a long time ago, and it was very successful. Building like I was moving books from India to Nigeria, medical books and all those stuff. And when I finished school, I wanted to build a platform where people can like rent, like get clothing, like traditional clothing, and it failed. I got $5,000 from the Illumina Foundation, and I mean, right, that was I knew how to write and all those kind of stuff. But the question was that because I knew how to write and I had a lot of very first class friends everywhere, the product failed, and it failed because our team they were excited, but they were not motivated. They were excited to say, "Oh, I'm solving something, I'm doing something," but they were not even care. They don't even give a damn about the project. So at the end of the day, we got people that got into, I mean, some of them, I mean, the first one got into MasterCard and just withdrew. The other one got into this, everybody just withdrew. I also got to I just withdrew. So everybody just went off. And that experience taught me that your team is very, very important. So even as you're counting your resource, it's very important for you to build a team that is not only motivated, but equally excited. And that's because there's a lot of problem when it comes to building stuff. And the least thing you want to worry about is people that don't care, or people that are not genuinely interested. I would rather have, for me, my mantra now is I would rather have like a motivated person than I even have a skilled person. So even if you know everything about AI, or you know everything about machine learning, or you know everything about writing code, or you can build a software in the moon, if you are not motivated, I don't want to work with you, because at the end of the day, you are going to waste my time and you are going to stress me. Because skills can be learned, motivation cannot be. You can't learn motivation. It's either the person is motivated or they are not. It's very binary. So it's very important as you build to think about that, because at the end of the day, as you even evolve, your companies are people, basically. So if you have people that don't really give it, that don't really care, it's gonna come off irrespective of like even any single thing you do. After you've done that, the next process, if you've been able to like check that, is to probably launch an MVP or gather feedback and measure impact. So launching an MVP doesn't require you building anything specific. It might be I have a video that has like our first MVP ready, where what we just did was we got a couple of cardboard together, kind of tie it with like some $1 system, very cheap, whatever. Like it's just like a bunch of stuff to just show up to people about like what we are doing. Then a couple of 3D printing plastic and co. And that worked because that automatically kind of gave me a sense of like, when I gave that to people, I want to see how they reacted to it and kind of tell them, okay, this is how it's going to work, this is how it's going to work. I want to see that excitement. Do they find it comfortable? How do they oiled it? Like those kind of feedback that they say to you and the one that you can read from their reaction, kind of just gather all those feedback and you leverage it into like what you're building. And for me, I'm sorry I'm talking more about Ready Capsule, but we also did the same thing with Tempon. Because Tempon was a product that came out from like what we're doing in Ready. It's a product that came out from the software from our operations in Ready when it comes to we wanted to like digitize our operation, our rental operation, and that's why we built Tempon. But it's also the same product where we are like build a very rough one and kind of show people, then leverage on those feedbacks like optimize. And when you get those feedback, it's very important for you to like continuously like iterate. There's going to be a lot of, you can't get like, nobody actually builds something right away and just get it. Majority of the time, there's always a lot of iteration. So just like working and just like writing, right? When you write, your first draft is always like maybe very rough. Then you have to like optimize, you have to cut some things off, remove some phrases, change some words to make it more polished. So the same thing actually applies to products. At the end of the day, when you have to like iterate a lot, and in the process of iteration, try and error, do this, try this doesn't work, market this way, this doesn't work, try to even add this, it doesn't work. Learn from those processes. You are going to know a lot of things that doesn't work, but the ones that work becomes like your knowledge, your assets that you can always leverage to move to the next level. And after which you can now like the moment you are able to like get a solid feel of like what people really want or what they want, then you can now optimize for scale and impact. And it's why this is very important is because if you try to scale without getting a very clear product market fit, you are going to be scaling. The word that comes to you are going to be scaling probably like rubbish. Like, because at the end of the day, if you don't, and that's why all these things are very critical, because at scale, things are going to be moving at a pace where if you don't have all the foundational things checked up, you're going to be scaling the wrong thing. And when you scale, you're not just scaling the product alone, you're scaling the team, right? If you are scaling the team that doesn't care about your product, they're going to hire their kind. So when they're hiring their kind, they're going to hire like a bunch of people that also don't care. So if you scale people that don't care, it becomes a problem for you. It's like they are just building a house of cards that would get shattered at the end of the day. If you scale a product that doesn't get the perfect product market fit or people don't really care about, as you optimize it and profile on it, you are just blowing up the wrong thing. So it's always very important to like check all the core things, especially around like your team, the product you are building, the impact, they just like get it very well before you get to the point where you now think it's time for you to push it further. And scale can happen in multiple ways. It can be vertical, it can be horizontal, depending on what you're exploring. But it's extremely important to make sure this other process of like building a team, iterating, launching MVP, it's kind of a loop that needs to be done well before optimization can be applied. And sincerely, I think one of the biggest challenges we have, right, with some of the companies that are like scaling, even in social impacts, because I'm talking from the lens of even both for profits and non-profit companies. Even if you are a non-profit company and like your core measure is impact, if you don't have a very perfect way of like seeing the impact you can generate with 10x, with just 10, let's say 10 units of your products or 10 with 10 customers, you can't scale to 1 million. Scaling to 1 million will just be like scaling the wrong thing. Even if you get money, you are going to just waste the money, or you are going to just put the money into like stuff that will not give you that result that you want, or that impact that you want. So it's very important to kind of iterate and know what exactly is going to be that sweet spot that you can now leverage. Again, understand the impact that you want to make going forward. Understand the impact that you want to make. Identify that, this is what I want to do, but you know that there's going to be multiple ways of getting there. Like for me, when I was starting out with Ready, the goal was to increase access to electricity for in the energy poor regions of the world, for specifically people in Nigeria and broader Africa. But like it took a lot of patience, and a lot of things to get there. We started with it's funny. We started with an umbrella, putting solar panel on umbrellas. That's actually what we started with Radio Capsule, and we actually got people clapping for us when they said it was good, it was mad, it was amazing. But I mean, internally, I just think it wasn't the best. And I remember when I was in Mars then, and a Chinese investor walked up to me and told me, Olu, you think this umbrella thing it sounds pretty cool. You put a solar panel and umbrella and all those kind of stuff. But what happens when these market women are closing and opening the umbrella? Like the mechanical fatigue that comes from just opening and closing. Like, do you think it's scalable? I was like, Even though I got a lot of people that were saying, oh, it was good, it was amazing. But that question alone just automatically just changed the path. I just knew we can't scale this. Even if everybody say we can scale it. Because at the end of the day, I mean, what I know in life is that the basic thing that we have in life is time. And the worst thing that you want to do to yourself is to be spending time on things that are like are not going anywhere. Like, I mean, time is, we can always make money back, but we don't make the time that we have back. So I told myself, you know what? We are probably still on the journey and we've not got to that point yet. And that was why after that conference, it was probably early 2019, at downtown Toronto, I started thinking about what can we even do more? Like, what exactly? I know it's not this umbrella. And it's the process of like just searching and constantly thinking, asking questions from people. That's what we stumbled upon the Ready Capsule innovation. And that one even came when I was having my bath. I was just like, okay, why can't we just make something as easy as like this? But this my bath. So I use liquid soaps. So how can we make something as simple as this liquid soap that people can just move around and do? Then I spoke to a couple of friends, and we basically just like I wire out a couple of things together, put some electrical stuff together, and we run some stuff. We went to Nigeria to do the testing, and when we got to Nigeria trying to test, we went to an hotel in Ibadan and we blew up the hotel. And we blew up the hotel means like we shut down the electrical circuit of the hotel because we were trying to test stuff. And we didn't tell them that we're the one that shut it down. We were just like, okay, some electrical stuff went wrong, but then we would probably have blown ourselves up. And this was basically us just testing, trying things by error. Let's see if it's gonna work. Let's see if it's not gonna work. All those kind of stuff. So it's very important for you to be patient with yourself. Great things take time, and building very solid stuff requires some very deep time investment, and that investment requires you to just be patient. I know where you're going, but be patient about how you're going to get there. It's very also important for you to be flexible. For me, like I said, we started thinking about Ready as a company, as a concept with umbrellas. And it went from solar umbrellas to simple capsules that are scalable. Right now, we're even thinking about more stuff when it comes to like transportation application and all those kind of stuff. But the question is that if we are not flexible enough, that thinking will just be rigid about, okay, umbrella is the only thing that can work, or this is the only thing that can work. So it's very important for it to be flexible. And that leads me to the third point as well. It's very important for it to be very open. Openness is very important because people are going to tell you a lot of things. So you must be able to obviously be able to sieve the noise from reality. People are going to mention a lot of things about you. If you are building any product, I don't care, either software, hardware, or anything, even when you're building equipment, like somewhere, like when you're putting up a conference, people are going to tell you, oh, no, do it this way, do it that way. You're going to get all those information, but it's very important for you to be obviously open to those, but know the one that you really need. And the fourth one is you have to be aggressive. I probably discussed it with Queen, and I remember there was a time when we needed some money, and Queen always sent me a couple of all this stuff to apply for this, apply for that. It's very important for you to be very, very resilient and aggressive. These things can be very, very challenging, especially when you want to do something that is amazing. And trust me, it's been. Even I knew when they started building their product as well. The name now Autumn. I think they've changed. It started with a different name. Autumn is a much more refined name. But I knew a lot of. They've actually evolved, and that's because they were very aggressive about the problem. They knew what they wanted to do, but even they don't allow setback to change. They just knew what they wanted to do, and they just keep spinning, keep being open-minded to get to the point where you are going to, and they are obviously still evolving. So it's very important for you when you are building any product to be very, very aggressive. People are going to tell you that sometimes you can't do it, it's not possible, or you are chasing this that is nobody has done it before. Like something about something amazing that I based on what Quinn was saying. Sorry, I keep referencing this stuff. And it's because this is my buddy as well. We were like bringing the human side of AI to like making sure even humans can decide whether an AI a prediction is wrong or right. That's, I mean, I've learned a lot of people talk about like AI stuff. Like I've also like we've applied some AI model in some of our products, but like that human-centered part, some people don't even like it because they just get a couple of people to test it and that's all. So like the human-centered part obviously shows some kind of like the way and the uniqueness of the way these guys are thinking about it, and that leads me to the third point of being intentional. Like know what you want to do, and just go for it. It might be everybody may not see it. But you don't need to bother. Like for us at Ready, when we started Ready, we got a lot of companies. I'm not going to mention names, but some of the biggest energy companies that end up investing in us told us we're joking when we started. They were like, "Oh, this is not going to work. This is not going to work." But like we made it work, and we're like, "Okay, yeah, make it work now. Oh, let's see how we can even like partner with you and see how we can leverage on all the knowledge you have now. Like even like apply some other stuff." So the question is that, if you are not aggressive and you are not intentional, you are not open, you may not even get there because people are going to throw a lot of things at you that will probably like send you out of the game. So you need to be very, very, very intentional and very aggressive when it comes as you build. And this applies to like, again, this applies to like everything from building a community, building a technology products, building software, hardware. Aggressiveness is very key. And intentionality is also very, very important. Like you need to know what you want to do, irrespective of what people are saying. Again, like I said, just it's kind of linked to what I was saying. It's going to be very challenging, and sometimes when that challenge comes, it's important for you to take a break. Like when you're building and you just get so. Right now, we have a product that we're working on internally in Ready. That's like actually very, very complicated products, and we've designed some stuff. And we got to the point where we don't even know what's the best part to go. So, one of my staff, we were like, we are going to just pause this product and take a break for 2 weeks. The goal for the break is that the product is now subconscious, is working. Like, there's a lot of things going on, but like, we are like, okay, we needed a little bit of fresh air. Like, we'll take a break and come and look at it with a fresh eye, probably in a week or two. And that's what I did to the team that designed it. You know what? Let's focus on something else and come back to this. So it's very important for you to take a break as you build, because building technology products specifically are very, very challenging. It takes a lot of like resilience and a lot of like time, a lot of studying. So it's very important for you to sometimes just take a pause. It makes you more refreshed so that you can look at it from a very more fresh eye. What I do personally when things also get tough is I study biographies. So like I've studied biographies of probably like anybody I see, from Under to Rockefeller to Steve Jobs to everybody. Basically, and what this does is that it allows you to, like, there's something about pattern when you can see pattern recognition. Like people that are successful have a kind of paths that if you map it well, you can see some similarities. Obvious similarities around like some of the challenges they face. So sometimes when those challenges come, for me personally, they signal as like progress. So what I mean is that if I know that I'm hitting a stumbling block and I've seen that, okay, this is what happened when this guy was doing this, or this is what happened when this guy was building this is what happened when this guy was building this, and I run into the same challenge. Mentally, I'm like, okay, wow. So it's actually a progress, because even to run through this challenge means we're actually doing something well. Like for me, when I got people critique us sometimes, I'm like, okay, that's actually good stuff, because people don't critique. If you're not doing anything, nobody will critique you. So automatically, it's like learning what people in the past have done, and that's from like people that are around, people that are building stuff right now. Like learning, I listen personally. I listen to like everything and anything from the founder of the CEO of TikTok to the CEO of Microsoft. Just learning a lot about what these guys are doing, challenges they are facing, and how they are solving it. Kind of gives you this kind of like knowledge assets, so that as you evolve, you know that okay, any signal you get kind of gives you a kind of knowledge that okay, I'm actually in the right direction. Another thing that is very important is talk to people. The product innovation game and the innovation itself it's not a one-man team. You can't do it alone. And sometimes you can't even build alone. It's very important for you to, like, when you're building, you have to like talk to a lot of people. I mean, if possible, we have a lot of smart people around you. Everybody actually have something to share, something to talk. Because they have like some very interesting experience or learning that you probably don't even know. So it's very important for you to talk to people. Like for me, what I've learned, like most of what we built in Ready today, based on a lot of products that we built, are not my idea. Majority, I sincerely, more than 80% of them are not my ideas. They are my most of them comes from like the ideas we get on the streets, the ones our staff pose up, the one we learn accidentally and stuff. Because at the end of the day, you can't know it all. It's in the price of like just creating that. That's why having an anxiety matters a lot. A motivated matters a lot, because at the end of the day, everybody just keep picking and nobody cares about who is doing this or who is doing that. Because at the end of the day, you are tied to a common goal, and you are more focused on like achieving that goal as opposed to like saying, okay, this the person that owns the idea, this person that doesn't own the idea, or this person does this and that. So at the end of it, so again, talk to people, and this talk to people doesn't mean just talking to your team alone. Anybody can offer some experience. I mean, for me, I talk to anyone and everyone sincerely, including my mom. I talk to them about like stuff. My mom is a primary school teacher, headmaster, and she doesn't even know anything. She's not a tech savvy person, but sometimes her insights are very, very valuable. And I just talk to people. I want to get their insight because sometimes there's obviously a lot of things to learn from people. And in the process of when you also even talking to people also when things are challenging, like when you are running into an hole, like you didn't get out, so like you don't understand what's the next step. Just having a chat with friends, and I mean, I've done that. The last time I spoke I met Queen at around when they were doing their project. I think I was running into a loop. I had to like tell him, what does he think about it? How does he advise? Or do you have anybody to introduce you to or something? So it's very important for you to like talk to people as you build, because again, nobody does it alone, and building is a function of like a lot of like people, a lot of notes from different people. Some of them don't even know the contribution that they gave, but at the end of the day, it's not. Like you can't build something massive that it's most of the buildings. I mean, anybody that knows that build anything massive, there's a lot of like contribution that comes from like different people. And the fourth point here is going to be learn more. Learning is very important. You can't, you are limited by how much you know when it comes to like building technology products. So it's very important for you to learn more and be on top of like every single thing going on. Be on top doesn't mean you have to like know the depth of the science, but you also need to know enough that you understand how you can apply it to like whatever you're doing. So if it's AI, if it's blockchain, if it's quantum tech or whatever, like whatever tech, it doesn't have to be the fancy tech basically. But like the question is that if you don't know enough, you don't even know how your brain doesn't have enough deposit go to when you want to like analyze maybe critical problems. So it's very important for you to learn a lot. For me, I do that with like being on top of like technology news, following up what everybody's doing, just knowing what's going on, the new technologies that people are using, and what's coming out, who's doing what and what. Basically, just learn a lot. And I read a lot personally, and that will just keep me like abreast of like what's going on, and I can know what's the latest technology, what's no more applied, what's the latest thing, how can we solve this problem? Because it's very important for you when you're even building so you don't reinvent the wheel. Like don't go and build something that's probably has been built and somebody has probably done it. It just becomes unnecessary like complicated. And I'm going to talk about that in my last point, because building, I mean, in the process of building, especially when you're building a product that you want to scale, people are going to come to you based on how the innovation around your product. It's not just about building something. Like nobody wants to build the next handbag or the next handbag, except the handbag has some unique stuff. It has something unique about it. And also, as this challenging time comes, also just find something that makes you excited again. Like just look for anything that makes you excited. If it's playing games or watching series. I remember there was a time when I was almost burning out. And I basically just watched a couple of like series on Netflix. Like I basically spent like 2 days seeing movies alone, doing nothing basically. And that's because I just needed something that would just take my mind off and get me excited. And I would just like, after that, I just like get back to work. I was really, I was more refreshed. So again, this process is very challenging, and you need to find stuff that just keeps you happy and keeps you very excited. I think I've touched on a couple of these things about like the very quick things that you have to know, and I'm gonna end here. Is that be innovative and be very different in your approach. This is very important because even for you to attract partners, attract staffs, attract the right set of people, attract funding, attract partners, attract both local, international, corporate, governments. If you are not innovative and different, the question everybody's going to ask is that what's special about what you're doing? And if it's not special, even no matter what you say, they can't see it from their own lens that it's special, then nothing you tell them will actually make the change. And now automatically will kind of impede the kind of partnership you get, or even increase the quality of funding you get, or even impede the kind of like partners that come to you, and even the kind of people that come to work for you. What I've learned is that most of the smartest people love to work with one like very innovative stuff, and they will actually throw themselves into it when they see that it's innovative and different. So and being different is very challenging. I must be frank. It's very challenging because sometimes you are treading a path that is very unique. So feel free to be different.
Our time is far spent. If you wanted to round off, sir, thank you so much.
It's my last slide, and again, you can't do it alone. Fail fast and fail forward. And lastly, ignore the naysayers. There's going to be a lot of like people that are going to tell you this is bullshit, this is not going to work, you are joking, you don't know what you're doing, blah blah. Like feel free to like ignore them. I got one last one. I got a friend that sent me the list of people, entrepreneurs are always like 35 years old and more. And the guy sent that to me when I was building Ready. I was just like, this guy is a joker, because I was less than 12. I was 20 something when I was building, and the guy was like, most successful entrepreneurs build at 35. I was like, that's not my business. I'm not everyone. So ignore the naysayers and just build. Again, thank you so much for your time, guys. And I hope you've probably been able to learn a couple of things from my own story, and obviously be able to answer any questions that you have. Thank you so much. Thank you.